Yeah, hi Dimple. Am I audible? Hello. Can you hear me? I think you are on the mute. So please unmute yourself, then talk. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi buddy. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
I'm getting echo from your side. So if you have turned on microphone on both the devices, so please mute one of your desktop or mobile.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, now it seems fine. Okay, so yesterday I think I have shared you one video for hypervisor installation. So is there any doubt in that? I think
So, sir.
that was a very simple kind of installation, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so actually I'm waiting for some more guys. Let's wait for 2 minutes. In between, just
Yes,
share your screen to me so that we can check what you have done and what is going on and how we will continue, right?
yes, sir.
Are you getting that option to share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now how
Did you
to
see us?
yeah, I can see.
This is the option.
So let's wait for it. So in between, Have you made those changes in DNS entry as well?
No, sir.
So just go to your domain controller. Log in there. What is the IP address your hypervisor is getting from the DHCP scope? Do you
And
remember? Okay, we will check this with DHCP scope. Open your DHCP scope first. Expand and check what IP address is getting delivered to the hypervisor. So this should be 10.51, right?
yes, yes.
Okay, now go to your domain. Okay, we are into the domain controller. So now open DNS. Maximize this. Expand the forward lookup zone, your domain, and now in the center of your screen, do right click, new host, A entry, the third option. Now name it like gen server -01. Is it the same host name that you have given to your hypervisor?
Yes, sir.
Please do check spelling one more time. It should be gen server -01, right? No, no, go to your DNS management only.
Yes,
Now
sure.
in the third option, enter the IP address, the
Which
10.51, right? Click
and
on check that box, create associated PTR record. Click on add host. No, 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 you do not. Yeah, just click on add host. Click on done after this. Now go back to your hypervisor. It's booted or not? Okay, it will take a while. How much memory you have allocated to your hypervisor?
4 GB.
Okay, we might have to extend it to 10 GB. Okay, we can do that later.
So, what is this? Can I install this tool
Which
or
tool?
remind me
No, no,
this
no,
tool?
no, no, no. This is not applicable for hypervisors. It is applicable for Windows operating systems only. Okay. Okay, let's wait for it. I think we have got one more guy into the lobby. Let me admit him. Perfect. It will take a while. Just try to ping that 10.51 from your domain controller. So basically what we did, first we have covered up the introduction session. Then we have configured, actually we just installed the core components for delivery controller. Then in the third one, what we did, we have installed one hypervisor which is Gen Server 01. It is a Citrix hypervisor. So if I talk about the hypervisor, so do you have any idea what are the hypervisor and how many types of hypervisors are there into the market?
Uh, in yesterday video,
Yeah, I have mentioned
there
each
is
and
two
everything. Yeah.
of two type of hypervisors.
Mm-hmm.
Is bare metal
Mm-hmm.
and second one
There are two types of
this
hypervisors. There are two types of hypervisors available into the market. First one is type 1 and second one is type 2, right?
Yes.
So type 1 hypervisor is also known as bare metal hypervisor. Okay, and those hypervisors are used in production always. Why? Because these are the operating system based hypervisors, and what we have to do, we can directly install that hypervisor as an operating system on the physical hardware, right? And
Yes, sir.
the most popular examples for type 1 or bare metal hypervisors are Citrix hypervisor or VMware ESX hypervisor. Why? Because these are the operating system and we can directly install those operating system on physical hardware. So hardware could be from Dell or it could be from uh, HP or any other vendor. We can directly install the hypervisor as an operating system, not as an application, right? And if coming to the type 2 kind of hypervisors, so type 2 kind of hypervisors are the hypervisors which actually requires an operating system to install it as an application, right? So in our case, what we are doing, we are using type 2 hypervisor, that is VMware Workstation Pro. Why it is? Because it is requiring one operating system. It could be Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Server, whatever it is, right? So these are the example of type 2 hypervisors. So like your VMware Workstation Pro, then your VirtualBox or OracleBox, whatever it is, okay? So the simple thing that needs to be remembered is that when you are installing hypervisor as an operating system, that means it is type 1 hypervisor. When you are installing hypervisor as an application, that means it is type 2 hypervisor, right? Because to install
Yes,
any application, operating system will always be required, right?
yes, sir.
So if someone asks you what are the difference between the hypervisor, what are the type of hypervisors, I have already explained you, right? So please do remember those kind of things, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
Just go back to your hypervisor and check what is going on over there. Still booting. Yesterday, how much time it took to boot up?
I think within 2 minutes.
So now today what happened to it? Okay, let's wait for it. So basically what we are doing here now, we have to create a site for Citrix. So if I talk about the site, so site actually what we are doing in this video, we have configured that we have installed the delivery controller and other core components. We have Now we have one hypervisor with us. So now what we have to do, we have to create a site, like we have to connect each and every component together to make a platform to publish the virtual machines, or to create a data center to publish the virtual machines or applications to end users over the internet, right? So that's what we are doing here. Now what we will do, we will connect each and every component with the Citrix hypervisor and other core components that we have installed, like license server and Citrix Studio Director, those kind of things. So I will let you know how to create a site. In the meantime, just go to your DDC, log in there. Now wait for it to server manager to initialize. Okay. Now click on the start. Now expand the Citrix folder, the first one topmost, and open the Citrix Studio. Again expand it and open Citrix Studio. Yeah, click on it. Yes. Wait for it. Now go back to your hypervisor and check.
Still.
No worries. Let's wait. So what is your exact time for class? Means 9 o'clock is fine, or do you want to extend it, or we can go to 7 p.m. or like in the evening time?
Uh, After 7 p.m. you can manage any time. What time you have, you can give. 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Any time
And what
after 7.
what about in the like early morning? Like I have some students from Canada and Australia as well, and their as per their time zone, I have to manage sometime in midnight as well, right? So what it is asking?
The snapshot is not responding to turn
Cancel
the MMC check.
cancel this. Close that Citrix Studio and relaunch this again because some services are still not up. That is the only reason why it is we are getting this. Again, in the meantime, just go back to your hypervisor. No. Do one thing, do right click on hypervisor and reset it. Okay, wait for it. Something is going on. No, nothing. Do reboot it. Hard reboot it. Power off and power it on again. And one more, wait. Just click on edit virtual machine settings. No. Just click on the hypervisor. On right side, you are getting option edit virtual machine settings. Okay, go to the settings only. Yeah, click here, there. Increase the memory to make it 8 GB for now. And now click on the processor and for processor are fine. That is fine. Hit OK and power it on again.
Uh, can I remove this also?
No. Yeah, you can remove it, but it doesn't affect actually because it is not connected. Na at the top of the screen, you can see it is not connected. That option is grayed out, right? In the meantime, just go back to DDC and check are we getting the console or not.
Same problem.
What is going on there? Do one thing, just reboot your DDC because your hypervisor is also
But
rebooting. Reboot your
this
DDC.
message, this message comes that time also, no? When we install the studio.
No, that is a different thing actually. But some services are not up, so that is a probable reason. So just restart it because we have installed multiple things in a single machine like SQL Server and other core components. So it is quite bulky. And
Yeah, not so.
what is the memory that you have allocated to DDC? Just show me that memory size.
8 GB.
Okay, 8 GB is fine. Okay, cancel this for now. Go back to a hypervisor and check. Okay, now perfect. This is up. Okay, now go to your DDC. Just log in and allow some time to this machine for the services. Minimize the server manager. We do not require cancel this for now. Now open that Citrix Studio again and see. No, no, not Citrix Scout. What you have opened Scout or Studio?
Studio.
Like actually, I'm getting your screen little bit late, so no worries. Just open services.msc in your DDC and locate the Citrix services, how many are up and how many services are down. Services.msc. Maximize this and type C for Citrix. How many services are running and how many are up or down. Okay, just minimize this and check the console what you are getting over there.
Same error.
Same error? No. And
Yes.
that MMC is different thing. Okay, cancel this MMC. We do not require this. Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to create a site, like we have to set up a site to deliver application and
How
desktop to our end users, right?
to record the session?
Sorry,
How to record the session?
I'm recording it. Please do not
Okay.
worry. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to deliver application and desktop to our end users, right? So we have three options here, like as I told you earlier, if you want to publish any physical desktop or application never be physical, right? So if you want to publish your physical desktop to your clients, in that case you have to use the second option, like remote PC access. And if you have any running site in your infra, so you can scale up your deployment with that third option. But now in this case what we have to do, we have to set up a fresh site, right? So just click on the first option. So now we are configuring the delivery controller. So now it is asking for site name, right? So site name, it could be your office location, it could be your office name, it could be country location, any location. Just suppose if you are running multiple offices over the globe and one office in India and another one in New York or Canada. So you have to mention that thing, like for which location this site has been created. So you can mention here India or Hyderabad or Haryana, wherever you are located. Okay, you can enter anything. This should be identical, right? India. Now click on next. Now it is asking for the database. So as you can see, Citrix always uses three databases. First database will be site, second database is monitoring, and third database is logging. So site database consists of all the site configuration what we have configured. Monitoring is for monitoring perspective, like what users are doing, what are the hardware utilization, right, and other resources utilization like network utilization or any other disk utilization, memory utilization. Those kind of monitoring logs will be saved in monitoring database. And coming to the third one, logging database. So logging database actually stores the data of user sessions, like when user last login, when user logged off, what application user running right now, what application is terminated for XYZ reason. Those kind of user related activities are into the logging database, right? So these are the three database. You must have to remember the name of all the three database. First is Citrix site, second is Citrix monitoring, third is
Yes,
Citrix login. And India is a location, right? It can be changed, like
yes,
as we have entered India, na? So that is the only reason why it is showing India, right? So
yes, sir.
now coming to the location, right? So as we have installed SQL Server in the same machine, that is the only reason why it is showing localhost slash SQL Express. Why? Because this is a localhost for SQL in our case. But in production you will always get a separate SQL Server for database, right? So just suppose if you are installing the Citrix thing on a separate SQL server for database creation, in that case, what you have to do, you have to replace localhost with the IP address of the SQL server. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Simply click on next. Do it little bit slow. I'm not sure why I'm getting screen so late. There might be some issue with my network. Since yesterday I'm facing this issue actually. So now it is validating the database, like database is up or not, our server will be able to connect to database or not. Those kind of validation is going on right now. It will take a while and it will validate the things. So now coming to the licensing part. So in production, you will always get the license server on a separate machine, right? So,
Yes,
but in our case, we have configured license server on a same machine. So the most important thing for license server is that port number, which is 27,000, right? So you have to remember that port number, right, on priority. So give me a moment. Okay. So our license server is connected. Localhost. Why localhost? Because we have configured this on a same server. That is the only reason it is mentioned localhost, right? But in
yes,
production,
sir.
you will get some IP address in place of localhost, right?
Yeah,
So
yes,
so far, we are having only 30 days of trial license for our education perspective, right? But if you have
yes,
any license key, you can use second option and you can upload that license key into the hypervisor. In that way, you will get more extended license, right? But we are good to utilize 30 days license for our learning perspective, so that is completely fine. Simply click on next. Now it is asking to connect the hypervisor to this site, right? So we have two options here, like if you click on the drop down menu, just click on that drop down menu where it is mentioned Citrix hypervisor, just click on it. So as a hypervisor, we can connect multiple hypervisor into Citrix site, right? So Citrix hypervisor is default as it is provided by Citrix only. Apart from that, we can connect VMware, we can connect the Hyper-V as well, which is given by Microsoft. Now it is known as System Center Virtual Manager, something like that. Okay. If you are not using any hypervisor, in that case, you can select no machine management, right? But as we are using Citrix hypervisor, so select the Citrix hypervisor. Now we have to enter the hypervisor address, right? So now what you have to do, you have to enter the you have two options here, like either you can enter the IP address or you can enter the FQDN, that is fully qualified domain name. So just enter the fully qualified domain name, just type http colon double slash gen server 01 gen server hyphen 01 dot your domain dot com, right?
HTTPS.
No, not us, we do not have any certificate, secure certificate. Just type http colon double slash Then gen server -01 dot your domain.com, whatever domain you have created, right? Now username, enter root, and enter the password for root user what you have created, and name that connection name as a gen server 01. So for sure we are going to use Citrix machine creation services. So first option you have to select, which is already selected. Simply click on next. It will validate the credentials what you have entered. If something went wrong or something, okay, your credentials are validated. Now we have two options here, right? Like for storage perspective. So if you have any network storage located in your infra, you can use that network storage as well, which is SAN or ISKG storage if you ever worked on that. But if you do not have any such storage, you can also use the local storage which is connected to the hypervisor, right? So select the second option. Why? Because right now we do not have any network storage with us. Okay,
Yes, sir.
simply click on next. Now this is what we have selected. We have selected OS on the local storage and temporary file as well as on the local storage of our hypervisor. Simply click on next, because so far we have connected only one storage to our hypervisor. In upcoming sessions, I will let you know how to deal hypervisor with network storage devices, right? So just name it for a network. It should be identical. You can name it like network -01, something like this. So you will be able to identify this network is connect related to gen server 01. Or also you can mention like gen-n-01. In that way you will also be able to identify this is subjected to gen server 01 network, right? Gen-n-01. Perfect. Click on next. No, so far we do not want any additional features. Simply click on next. I will let you know what are those features. These are the additional features, right? So simply click on next. So here is the summary what we have selected: the site database, monitoring database, logging database, delivery controller is ddc.abb.com, license server is 20, like localhost, and the connections and the storage what we have selected, right? Simply click on finish. So it will take a while to create a site for first time, right? And after that you will be able to see multiple options like how to create the virtual machines, how to configure those virtual machines, and how to publish those virtual machines to end users, right? So those options you will see in some time. So is there any complication that you are facing right now? Any confusion like what we are doing and why we are doing something like those questions? If you have, you can ask.
No, sir.
So basically what we are doing, we are just creating the data center to publish applications and desktop to end users, right? So we are working from data center side, okay? So
Yes, sir.
after that, I in upcoming sessions each and everything will be clear to you: why we have created site, why we have created hypervisor, how to deploy virtual machines on the hypervisor. Those kind of questions you will get answer of each and every doubt. Means it is good, right? You do not have any doubt so far, but I have got one more guy into the lobby. Okay, so basically we are creating a site. Okay, and it's almost done actually. After that, you will get multiple options. So we have created our site. Now from your left hand top side, you are getting multiple options like machine catalogs, delivery groups, applications. So just click on the machine catalogs. So basically machine catalogs are the collections of virtual and physical machines, right? So far you will get there is no machine catalog created. Why? Because we have not created anything, right? So in upcoming sessions we will cover up this, how to create a machine catalog. So basically machine catalogs are the collections of the virtual machines. Okay,
Yes.
whatever the virtual machines we will create into our data center, all those virtual machines will get listed here, right?
Yeah.
Go to the delivery groups. So once we have created a machine catalog, that means once we have created a virtual machine, with the help of delivery group, we will be able to configure like which virtual machine needs to be published to which user, right? Those kind of configuration we can perform with the help of delivery group, right? So just suppose if you have hundreds of virtual machines in your data center, right? So you have to mention somewhere, na, right? This machine is for this user, right? Because you do not want to publish all the machines to all the users, right? So we have to restrict those things. So for those kind of activities, delivery groups will be there. Now go to the applications. So far everything is empty because we have not configured anything, right? With the help of applications, you will be able to create the application groups and you will be able to publish applications only to end users, right? Coming to the policies. Click on the policies. So basically policies are quite similar to the group policies what we have in Windows Server or into the domain controller. With the help of Citrix policies, we will be able to restrict users to perform any unauthorized operations, right? I will let you know how to configure the Citrix policies. Coming to the logging part, go to the logging. So in the logging, close this pop-up. So into the logging, as you can see here, the user is DS, domain is ABP, and what activity that user has performed, all those activities bit time has been mentioned here, right? So basically, this is for logging perspective, like which user, what he is doing, how he is doing, what he is operating, what he is managing, what he is changing, right? So those kind of activities will get recorded here, right? Coming to the administrator, go to the administrator part. So here we can configure the delegated administrator for Citrix. Like we can create multiple administrator to operate the Citrix Studio, right? So we can configure the roles for every administrator, like full administrator, read-only administrator, or any other administrator, right? So those kind of roles we can configure. I will let you know in deep once we created some virtual machines. Okay, go to the controller. So this is just an introduction for every component. Okay, so basically uh, what like for every data center it is always recommended to have at least two delivery controller for each site for redundancy perspective, right? So far we are having only one DDC, like that is delivery controller. So that is the only reason only one delivery controller is getting listed here. But in MNCs or in production, you will always get more than 10 plus delivery controller for a single site. They always up and always running. Okay, if something goes down or if any server goes down, in that case we can switch the operations to another servers, right? So we have to perform some load balancing for those kind of activities. Okay, go to the hosting part. Into the hosting part, you will get list of all the hypervisors which are connected to your site, right? So in our case, only one hypervisor is there, but in production, you will always get number of hypervisors, like even in thousands or in 2000 or 5000 or even more than that sometime, right? Go to the licensing part. So with the help of licensing part, you will be able to allocate the license for each machine catalog or the virtual machines, right? So just suppose if you have procured 100 licenses for your organization, right? So you have to manage your licenses. If any machine is getting unregistered or not getting the license from license server, for those kind of activities you can troubleshoot or you can map a particular license to particular machine. Okay, that we will cover up into the practicals. Go to the storefront. So basically, if we talk about the storefront, so storefront is nothing like when you are reaching out the market, right? So when you are getting any store to any store should be there, like for mobile shop or any other shop, right? So for that particular store, you will get some address or you will get some counter or reception to access their product, to see their products, like what they guys are selling. In a same way, if we talk about the data center, so basically storefront is a web address for your data center or for your organization, right? So if your organization data center is located somewhere in India, right? So you must have to provide some URL to your end user, so that URL act as an address for your resources, right? So this is how storefront works. So basically, this is a web page for end users. With the help of that web page, user will be able to access your resources, right? In upcoming sessions, we will configure the storefront server and I will let you know how it works, right? Go to the zones. Just forget the FB publishing. You have nothing to do with this right now. It is for L2 and L3 kind of thing. So zones, it is similar, like kind of time zone, like if you have multiple data centers over the globe, one in India, one in Australia, or another one in Canada or USA or somewhere else, right? So you have to synchronize that time zone, right? So these are the few options in Citrix Studio, right? So now, any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, now just minimize the Citrix Studio and I will give you one task. Okay, after that it's your job to perform that task and we will connect tomorrow. Okay, now minimize this. And also minimize this VMware workstation as well. So okay, before that just go to your hypervisor, which is Gen Server 01. So as I told you, hypervisor is it is Linux based operating system, right? So if I asked you to create a virtual machine on this hypervisor in CLI mode, right? So you will not be able to perform those operations in CLI mode, right? So to manage the hypervisor in GUI mode, we have got one application from Citrix which is known as the Gen Center, right? So I've also shared you the software link to you. So have you downloaded this?
Gen Center.
Yeah, Gen Center. Just minimize this and go to your folders where you have downloaded.
This one.
Yeah, just install this in your laptop only. Laptop or desktop, whatever you are using, just install it.
On physical machine.
Yeah, just install it on physical. You can install this anywhere. Basically, this is a console for this is a GUI console to manage the hypervisor, right? If you want to create some virtual machines on your hypervisor, right? So how you will do that? So you will have required some application to perform those operations. Just click next, 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 and install it. Also, one more thing, just try to ping your hypervisor with your physical machine. Open CMD and ping 10.51. What is going on? Okay, it is slow for me. I'm not sure. Okay, just finish it and just try to ping the hypervisor. Open CMD. How you will be able to see with that command? It will go away after 4 replies. No. Have you mentioned the minus T? Okay, close this. Close this. Close this. Now click on Start. You will get Gen Center application over there. Try to locate it. No. Just type Gen Center.
Not showing.
Is it installed or not? No, no, not Gen Server. It should be Gen Center. Open it.
Yes.
And now what you have to do, just maximize this. Click on No. Maximize this. Now what you have to do, you have to add hypervisor over here. So just click on Add a server. Now enter the hypervisor IP address and the password for root user. Click on Add. It will synchronize your hypervisor. Click on OK. So here is your hypervisor. Click on Close. Now go to the console part. Console tab on right hand side. Now here enter the password of hypervisor. Now type one command, access console, that is visible on your screen. X as console.
Enter.
Enter. Now this is the same screen what you are getting over there in VMware Workstation Pro, right? So now go to the memory tab. Not here, not here. Just on the console. You just access the console. Yeah. So whatever the memory is allocated to your hypervisor, you will see all those details from there, right? Go to the storage, networking. So means if you want to check your hypervisor, you can check each and everything from here. Just click on the performance tab and you will get the performance of your hypervisor, like what are the CPU, memory and network utilizations. You will get all those things here. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to create a virtual machine on this hypervisor, right? So just on your left hand bottom corner, you are getting objects. Just click on those objects, left hand bottom from bottom, yeah, object. So just expand the hypervisor template, Citrix hypervisor template on the top. So we have multiple templates here which is provided by Citrix to create a virtual machines, right? You will get multiple operating system listed here. Okay, so now it's next task to create a virtual machine on this hypervisor. So again, from your left hand bottom corner, just click on the infrastructure. Okay, so now before installing any operating system, what we required some installation media, right? It could
Yes.
be physical like media like CD, DVD or USB drive, right? Or it could be a ISO file, right? So to install any virtual machine on Citrix hypervisor, what we require some ISO library, right? So for the same, what we have to do, we have to add one storage into the hypervisor for ISO media, right? So now just minimize the hypervisor, like sorry, Gen Center. Just minimize this. Now go to your system and let me know the folder where you have located all the ISO media like Windows Server ISO media or Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop ISO media. This is the
Yes.
only. Okay,
This one's
do one thing. Just create one folder here and name it as ISO. Copy that server ISO media and Citrix Virtual Apps and Desktop ISO media in this folder or Windows 10. Yeah, just copy those or you can cut those or you can move to the here. Yeah.
mm,
What is this? We have
this
not.
already.
Okay, okay. It should be mounted. Wait. It should be mounted somewhere, na?
Yeah.
So just unmount it. Okay, let's wait for it.
No problem. And what about this media also?
Yeah, this media I want. The first one, virtual apps and desktop. Not hypervisor, not required. Now go back to your folder again, the ISO folder. Do right click, click on the properties, click on the sharing, then advanced sharing. Share this folder. Permissions read only to everyone or read only is fine. Uncheck both. Apply. Okay. Again apply. Again okay. Copy that path. Okay. What you have to enter? You have to IP/ISO. Okay. Do not copy. Close this and check the IP address of this physical machine from where we are sharing the folders. Just check the IP on VMnet1 what IP it is getting. I think we have manually configured it, na 10.1. Okay, perfect. Close it. Now again open your Gen Center. Now what we have to do, we have to add some ISO library here, right? So now click on the General tab. General tab on your right hand below. Yeah, not there. The General tab, the console. Yeah. Now what we have to do, we have to add one storage here, right? So click on New Storage.
Where is the option?
At the top of your screen to in center, into the
This is the
center. No, 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 no. Yeah, just click here. New SR. It is fine. But just below the help, you are getting one option over there. New storage. At the top of your screen, left hand side, you are getting help. Yeah, click here. So now what we have to do, we have to add some ISO library. So select the second last option. Why? We are using Windows file sharing. Okay.
yeah.
Click on next. Now just name it as ISO only. ISO. So in that way you will be able to identify. Simply click on next. Now enter double slash the IP address slash ISO. Now click on use different user account because we are not going to use domain user account here, right? So click on it and enter the local credentials of your physical machine, whatever the username and whatever the password you are using to log in to that machine, right? Click on finish. Perfect. So now just below the DVD drives you are getting one folder ISO drive, right?
Yeah.
Click on it. Now click on the storage on right hand side. So whatever the ISO files we have selected, all those ISO medias are getting listed here, right?
Yes.
So now we are good to create a new virtual machine on our hypervisor, right? So just click on the Gen server 01 from the top. Now do right click. Now you are getting option to create new VM, right? Or also you can use
Yes.
the top option as well. Click a new VM. So now what we have to do, we have to deploy one operating system. So let's select Windows Server 2019. Which ISO media you have? 2019 or 2016? Okay,
2019.
perfect. Select this. Click on next. Now name it as a server 2019 only. It is a very lengthy name. Just short it out. You can enter SVR-2K19 or something like this.
SRV.
SVR, not SRV, SVR 2K19. Okay, simply click on next. Now it is asking for some installation media, right? So just click on drop down menu, select the ISO media, the server ISO media, simply click on next. So we are booting this server from, so now this is our hypervisor where we are going to deploy this machine, right? So far only 6.4 GB RAM is available in this hypervisor, which is good to install one machine. Simply click on next. So I think in topology we are getting two processor per core, invalid configuration. Click on this drop down menu and select the first option. So here we are using two virtual CPUs and 2 GB of memory for this machine, which is completely fine for testing perspective. Click on next. So maximum memory you can allocate is 1536 GB of memory you can allocate for a single machine, but we do not have that much of memory with us, right? So we are good with 2 GB for our learning perspective. Simply click on next. So now this is the storage that it will be going to utilize from the storage what we have configured for hypervisor. So it will utilize 32 GB of storage. That is completely fine. If you want to add or remove or extend or reduce the uh, storage, you can do that with edit option, but we are good with 32 GB. Simply click on next. Now simply this is a network, that is fine. Click on next. And once you click on the create now, it will start creating VM automatically. Just click on create now. On left hand bottom corner you will get some process. It is creating a VM, right? You are getting your VM at the top. Click on its server 2019 at the top. Click on the console. Now you are getting your machine is booting up. Okay, so why I told you it's your task, because again it will be time consuming to install an operating system, right? So it is a similar process how we install the server operating system. What difference is that we are installing it on hypervisor, which is type 1 hypervisor like Citrix hypervisor, right? So it is a simple process. What you have to do, you have to install this operating system. You have to provide the host name to this operating system, same that I have shown you, SVR2K19, and you have to join this machine into your domain, right? So it's your job
Yes,
for today. Hope you will do that in easy way, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, so please complete that stuff, and after that you can shut down your infra, and we will connect tomorrow with how to install virtual delivery agent in this machine and how to create machine catalogs, that we will cover in tomorrow's session. Okay.
How to shut down this machine from here? Forced to shut down, or how can I shut down this?
uh, do Mhm.